Hello everyone and welcome to the Gunpla Network News here on the Gunpla Network. As always, I'm your host, The Spicer, and today's episode of the news is brought to you by none other than Canadian Gundam. Canadian Gundam is your one-stop shop for all your Gunpla and Plamo needs here in North America. When checking out their vast catalog and placing your next order, don't forget to use the promo code Gunpla Network to save 10%. Starting off the news this week, we have a new entry grade 1-144 scale RX-93 new Gundam with a release date of April 2022 and a price tag of 1,100 Japanese yen. This new entry grade is based on the iconic new Gundam from Char's Counterattack. Being Amuro Ray's last Gundam, it is pretty much one of the most important Gundams in the entire franchise. One small note is it doesn't appear to come with any fin funnels, which for the new Gundam is pretty important, but also very understandable for a simple build like the entry grade to not have something more complex like that. We also have the high grade 1-144 scale Gundam Osmodes with a release date of April 2022 and a price tag of 2,090 Japanese yen. The ASW G32 Gundam Osmodes comes to us from the new mobile game Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans Udaru Hunt. We don't really know a ton about this, but we do know it is a different Gundam frame that has no relation to the Marcosius or anything else we've seen from Udaru Hunt, so they're filling out that entire Gundam lineage, so that's pretty cool to see more of these Gundam frames based on demon names. We also have the high-grade Iron-Blooded Orphans 1-144 scale Sigrun, with a release date of June 2022 and a price tag of 1,760 Japanese yen. The VO70126 Sigrun is a Valkyria frame mobile suit, much like the Grimgird before it. This dons a slightly different aesthetic, but still very similar to that of the Grimgird. Slightly different color scheme and a little bit of a different weapon with the Valkyria Rapier and the Valkyria Shield. Both of these are still very close quarters combat mobile suit weapons, so this isn't going to be a long-range sniper unit or anything of that nature. It's very much like the Grimgird, up in your face, doing kind of melee combat. We also have the high-grade Iron-Blooded Orphans 1-144 scale Cyclice's Schwab Gray's Custom, with a release date of May 2022 and a price tag of 1,760 Japanese yen. This custom is based off the EB-05S Schwab Grays from Gallarhorn in the Iron-Blooded Orphans universe. Cyclist stole this unit and I believe is a rejected or disgraced or shunned member of Gallarhorn. I think he left of his own accord, but he took his mobile suit with him and has a customized version. Looks very nice. This high-grade version, the white stripes on the shoulders might actually be inlays of plastic. It's a little hard to tell, but that wouldn't be all that different for the high-grade Iron-Blooded Orphans line. We also have the Full Mechanics 1-100 scale Raider Gundam with a release date of May 2022 and a price tag of 5,500 Japanese yen. The GAT X370 Raider Gundam comes to us from the Cosmic era of Gundam Seed. This unit is transformable, has both melee and beam weapons, and is a great counterpart to the Calamity that came out not too long ago. So if you're a big Seed fan, this is something you want to look out for, and it will be interesting to see how the Full Mechanics line tackles a full transformation. We also have the Bandai high-grade Universal Century 1-144 scale White Rider, with a release date of February 2022 and a price tag of 2,420 Japanese yen. This comes to us from Mobile Suit Gundam Code Fairy, the new game, and is based on the Pale Rider frame. And this very knightly aesthetic has a couple of different weapons, a large Gatling gun heavy weapon type unit that also kind of looks like some kind of a bow type situation. Not exactly sure what kind of weapon this is, but it is some form of heavy weapon, so it's either a Gatling or a big artillery piece, something like that. And it also has a fairly unique rapier style sword on its other hip, once again kind of going with the very knightly type situation, and it has a cool golden crown that is very unique for Gundam. We also have the P Bandai high-grade Universal Century 1:144 scale Black Rider, with a release date of February 2022 and a price tag of 2,420 Japanese yen. Like the White Rider, this comes to us from Code Fairy and is based on the Pale Rider frame or scheme or design, if you will, but is much more traditionally militaristic and has a lot more radar-style machinery all over it, making it more maybe a recon or advanced unit instead of like a direct combat unit, but it does still have some weapons, so be interesting to see this kit in plastic. We also have the P Bandai high-grade Universal Century 1:144 scale Efreet Jaegar, with a release date of February 2022 and a price tag of 2,640 Japanese yen. This takes the cool, sleek design of the Efreet and gives it slightly different aesthetics, a slightly different color scheme, which is still fairly pale in comparison to a lot of other Zeon suits, but has a longer effective range, featuring a sniper rifle very similar to that of the Zaku's in the Origin style, and also a cool little blade. This also comes to us from Code Fairy. And lastly, we have the P Bandai high-grade 1:35 scale Lancelot Albion, with a release date of April 2022 and a price tag of 3,800 Japanese yen. The Z01Z Lancelot Albion comes to us from Code Geass R2. This is piloted by none other than Suzaku Kurugi, the Knight of Zero, and is the first 9th generation Nightmare frame to see service. I absolutely adore Code Geass, so I had to throw this in here, and just so excited to see this. I hope, much like Full Metal Panic before it, we'll start seeing a few other variants or any kind of Nightmare frame in a new updated high-grade line. But that has been it for the news this week. Of course, as always, let me know what you're most excited about. I mean, I think you guys already know the Lancelot Albion is my pick. Super excited to hear that coming out, and really keeping my fingers crossed for a couple of other Code Geass things to come out in the future, but regardless, I'm still very happy about this. If you have any questions, let us know. We'll do our best to answer them, and of course, check out our other content on YouTube, and of course, if you want all this news in real time, it can be found over on GunplaNetwork.com. As always, friends, please do your best to stay safe and keep on building.